You are listening to the Overcoming Pornography for Good podcast, episode 224. Welcome to the Overcome Pornography for Good podcast, where we take a research-based, trauma-informed, and results-focused approach to quitting porn. This approach has been revolutionary and changed thousands and thousands of lives. I'm your host, Sarah Brewer.
Welcome everybody to the podcast this week. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm Hunter Garrett, one of the coaches here at the Center for Overcoming Pornography. I've been working here for, just over a year already. I can't believe it's flown by so fast. I am one that I actually went through the program a couple years ago myself as well. If you want to check out that podcast episode 196, it's called Hunter's Story. It's fantastic. Okay, so check that out if you haven't. I don't want to go too in depth there because I have something incredible to share with you guys today. So like I said, I went through the program a few years ago myself, and it was so important for me to, continue to work hard at where I wanted to be. My goal was to overcome pornography for good. And what that looked like was stronger connection. What it looked like was being able to process and understand my urges and my emotions when they come up. I didn't want to be afraid of them. And that was a really big thing for me. I was always one that, an urge would come up and I was like, oh shoot, I'm going to slip up. Like, this is scary. And now I'm in this place where urge comes up, process it, almost second nature, and then move on with my day. And it's absolutely incredible. So I'm going to share with you guys today one of these tools that helped me along the way while working through the program and honestly just in life, right? So I think this is really cool to share with you guys today. It's called the CTFAR model. You guys have probably heard about it before. Shout out Brooke Castillo. She's the one who created this incredible tool and this idea that whatever your thoughts are, it's going to drive a certain result, right? And it's so cool to recognize. I love to call it the daily model because I did it daily. As I was working through the program, working on this model, first thing in the morning was so crucial to my success. And, I'm not saying that if you don't do this, you're not going to find success. But this idea and getting in a habit of working on it every single day, 5-10 minutes every single day, it's going to make leaps and bounds in your progress. I promise you that. Okay. I'm going to walk you through today how I did it. And, if it works for you, fantastic. I hope to hear from you guys soon about how this model has resonated with you. Okay. So CTFAR model, if you've heard about it, awesome. If not, we'll walk you through it a little bit. But the CTFAR model is something where it starts like this. C stands for circumstance, okay? So when I was working on overcoming pornography for good, like I said, I did this every single day, okay? And I started with my circumstance. I said, this is my circumstance. You can throw in whatever you want it to be, okay? Sometimes I would literally put in, I am working on overcoming pornography, right? Like I'm learning on how to do that. That's a circumstance. It's something that has to be fact. You can't argue with me that I'm not trying or I'm not working hard, okay? So that can be a circumstance. Whatever resonates with you, go ahead and throw that in there. By the way, pause really fast. Want to make sure that you guys have a pen and pad available as we work through this together. If you guys are driving or, it's a little tricky to fill this out together, that's okay. Continue to listen and, remember it a little bit and then jump back into the podcast when you have time to fill it in. Okay. Circumstance, whatever you wrote down there, fantastic. Okay. It's awesome. Now, I always like to do this. Whenever I was working through the program, I always skipped thought, feeling, and action. Okay. And you'll see why I'm not crazy. Okay. I jumped down to my result and I told myself, this is the result that I want to have today. Okay. Not 3 months from now, not next week, right now, today. What is my result going to be? What do I want it to be? And my result, it changed every once in a while, but the majority of the time, if I was working on processing an urge, my result was, I want to be able to process an urge today. Okay. An urge is going to come up. And even if it's not pornography related, urges still come up, process those. But as I was working through the program, it was a big thing for me. Urges come up. And so having that result of, I want to find success in processing one urge today. Okay. So I wrote that in there. So now I have my circumstance, I have my result. Okay. Now I asked myself the question, and I want you guys to do the same. Ask yourself this question: how can I get this result? What thought will begin my journey to get this result? And think about it for a minute. What comes up? What thought do you think you could have? Obviously, given the circumstance. So thoughts can change. Thoughts are what drive certain feelings, okay? So sometimes when you're starting to get familiar with it, okay, your thoughts are going to start to become a little bit more noticeable. At first, it might be, oh, my thought is I'm feeling a lot of shame. It's like, oh, pause, that's shame. Or, oh, my thought is, I'm feeling excited. It's like, okay, we're going to drive those two apart. Okay, we're going to put a wedge in between thought and feeling because they're different. It's a little tricky to understand at first, but bear with me here. We're going to work through it together, I promise. So ask yourself the question, what thought is going to begin my journey on throughout my day? My thought was always along the lines of, I know that I can overcome this for good. Okay. It was a very positive thought and it pushed me in a direction that was so beneficial, so helpful. And I want you guys to write down, what's a thought that comes to you? Okay. Now, this is what's really cool. Whatever your thought is, if it's positive or negative, that's okay. You're going to start to recognize if this said thought is actually going to drive a certain result. Okay. And the way you're going to do this is read your thought and say, what feeling is this bringing to me? What feeling am I having when I read or when I tell myself this thought? If the feeling is shame, frustration, anger, any sort of emotion like that, it's going to be really hard to find progress, right? Especially if it's shame. If you're feeling shame after your thought, let's try to reevaluate. But what's really cool is that if this thought brings a feeling of hope or excitement or joy or motivation or commitment or all these incredible feelings that you can have, you're well on your way. And this is awesome to see, okay? Now, with this positive thought and this positive feeling that you have now created and written down, what action do you think you're going to take that day, right? We're talking about daily here. What action do you think you're going to take that's going to drive your result that you wrote down? Okay. My result was I want to be able to process an urge. So if my thought was, I know that I can do this, my feeling is going to be of hope. And my action is going to be, continue to work hard, apply the tools that I've learned in the program, apply the tools that I've learned in the podcast or wherever that is, wherever tools you've learned, apply. Action, apply. Once you have those all written down, okay, now you've kind of had your CTFAR model fairly filled out. Circumstance, thought, feeling, action, and result. Look at your result and say, is this thought, feeling, and action going to get me here today? If the answer is yes, fantastic. Go do it. Go apply that, okay? If it's a no, what do you think you can kind of shift around just a little bit to set yourself up to find that success that you're wanting that day, okay? Doing this every single day is so important and it helps me so much, and I know that it can help you. I'm not just saying this to say this. I promise you, you will start to find faster success if you apply every single day. Eventually, you're going to get to the point where you've done a CTFAR model so frequently that you don't even have to write it down anymore. You're going to set yourself up in your head and say, hey, you know what? I'm driving to work, going to the gym, wherever you're going, right? You can run through a model in your head and you're going to still be able to find the success that you're looking for, okay? But at first, I strongly encourage you to start by writing it down. So to recap really fast of what we kind of talked about, CTFAR, creating it daily, okay? Not planning on 3 months ahead. I want every single day, what small win can I have? Writing it down helps, okay? What you're going to do, start with your circumstance. Write down your circumstance. I'm working on overcoming pornography for good, or whatever circumstance you want. For me, it was a lot more beneficial to focus on a positive circumstance instead of a negative one. If to you, reflecting on, more of a negative circumstance, if you want to call it that, is beneficial to you, awesome. Okay, but to me, working on it every single day, I wanted to focus on what I'm doing. My circumstances, I'm overcoming pornography for good. Thought behind that is, hey, I know that I can do this. Very positive thought. My feeling, hope, excitement, commitment, joy, whatever it is. Action, apply. I'm applying this idea that I can overcome this for good. I can do this. Okay, and the way I'm going to apply is using the tools that I learned in the program. Continuing to use the CTFAR model to my advantage every single day. That thought, feeling, action is going to bring the result that you want, which is, in my case, to be able to process an urge every single day. That helped me so much. Once you get really comfortable at whatever result you're looking for, change your result. Say, I want this instead. I want to learn how to do this. Throw that in there. Do it every single day. You're going to find success. I promise you. Okay. I hope you guys are doing well. Continue listening to the podcast, and I encourage you to jump into the program. I promise you, you're going to find success here. Okay. I'm here for you. The coaches are here for you. The support and the love that's here is tangible. And I want nothing but the best for you guys. So that's why I've kind of laid out what I did when working through the program every single day. Let me know how it goes. You guys can email me at hunter@sarahbrewer. I want to make sure you guys are doing okay. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're looking to join, I will be so excited to jump on a call with you. All the clients that join, we have a one-on-one call to begin your journey, to always have your best foot forward. If you guys are looking to join, you better expect a text from me about how excited I am for you to be here and to set up a time to jump on a one-on-one call to get started. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Make sure you guys are continuing to work in the program or continuing to listen to the podcast. And I wish nothing but the best for you guys. Okay, have a fantastic day.
I want to invite you to come and listen to my free class, How to Overcome Pornography for Good Without Using Willpower. We talk about how to stop giving into urges without pure willpower or relying on phone filters so that you can actually stop wanting pornography. We talk about how to stop giving up after a few weeks or months. And spoiler alert, the answer isn't have more willpower. And then lastly, we talk about how to make a life without porn easily sustainable and permanent. If you're trying to quit porn, this class is a game changer. So you can go and sign up at sarahbrewer.com/masterclass, and it is totally free.